So, parkour. Hey, great job on the green screen, jackass. You know, if you grew up around the late 2000s, there was probably a chance that you had a parkour phase. And you probably stopped because there wasn't a lot of places to actually do parkour on. Yeah, maybe you could have tried at the park, but imagine doing a tuck and roll on playground wood chips. Yeah, it's not really the best idea. You'd have to wait till 2011 for places like Tempest Academy to get popular, and even now they only have 4 select locations. And you'd have to be real lucky to have any parkour facility within a 5-mile radius. As for myself, if I wanted to do anything parkour related at a facility, I'd have to go all the way to Norton, Massachusetts. And I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't know that there was a place called Norton in Massachusetts. Like, who the fuck calls a place Norton? Whatever, I digress. I got into parkour specifically through one TV show and one video game, and that's Ninja Warrior and Mirror's Edge.
We now head down to Mount Midoriyama in Japan, where the competition is ready to begin.
Ninja Warrior was a very underrated show where contestants dealt with high amounts of fuckery via obstacle course challenges for bragging rights or whatever. I'm specifically referring to the original version, by the way, the one that was on G4. I know there's an American version going on right now, but I don't really care about that one. I know it's pretty much the same in terms of the obstacles, but they focus on stuff like family, supporting each other, and inspiring children. And I don't really like that positive shit, so it's not really for me. And speaking of G4, they also had a similar show called Jump City Seattle, where teams compete to see who has the best flippy shit. It was not that popular though. But Levi Muenberg is the second coming of Jesus Christ, and you can't disprove that. But today, I wanted to do a little retrospective on the first Mirror's Edge game. Uh, mm, we could also do a retrospective on G4. It's not going to be that hard. Yeah, we could do it.
G4. A retrospective.
G4 was a tech and gaming television network, and then it died. There, now we can move on. Mirror's Edge was originally released on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, and it was quite the popular game. With around 2.5 million copies sold, its success could be due to it being released around the end of that sweet spot period. See, Tony Hawk Games, for example, released 2 acceptable products before pile driving itself into the hands of Robomoto. Robomoto proves that anybody can fuck up the easiest task. I mean, all they had to do was release something similar and not reinvent the wheel. But what did they do? They threw away the wheels and the trucks and left us with a deck strapped on with motion sensors. Then they gave us a knockoff with Pro Skater HD, and then they released a pure embodiment of eternal sadness that was diagnosed as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Anyways, we should discuss the story of Mirror's Edge because it is probably one of the funniest and worst stories I've ever seen in my life. It starts with the main character Faith telling us how messed up the future is, and then a tutorial occurs. You meet up with a friend. Her name is Celeste, and she also does the free runs. What are her character traits? No. What does she like? No. What does she hate? No. So, logically speaking, she probably has nothing to do with the story due to how poorly she's written. Or so it would seem. That's a foreshadow. Foreshadow. And there's also a guy named Merc. He's basically the black guy from Kim Possible, and he's like a mentor to Faith. Being a mentor is a very dangerous job to take in a story. I wonder what's gonna happen to him. Level 1. You do some parkour, you find a suitcase, and some stormtroopers. Toss the suitcase to Celeste, then do a move that would be perfect for a trailer shot. It was a great introduction, showing us what we're dealing with and how we can escape them using multiple pathways. This level gets a 5 out of 5, a big old gold star or whatever.
Kate?
Meet Kate, Faith's sister, and apparently a murderer. Not really. She got framed. But then, Before you could even say plot development, it's the blues. You would think that if their main perpetrators were free runners, that they would end up enlisting some, I don't know, ninja cops or something.
That's unfortunate.
After falling through a pane of glass Joey Janela style, Faith just fucking no-sells it, gets up, and she runs back to her hideout. Okay. And might I add, these cartoonish cutscenes are awful. I get that it's supposed to be stylistic, but most of these look like nightmare fuel.
If anyone's heard anything, then you know who it'll be, Faith.
Yeah?
I know he ain't a runner anymore, but he's got contacts. You can't avoid him forever.
Wanna bet? Who? Jackknife.
Transition to level 3. We have to find a guy named Jackknife. Jackknife. That is such a good guy name. So, as soon as you parkour your way through the riverbank thingy, the shit hits the fan. Helicopters swarm in, carrying snipers attempt to try to take a piece of that ass. What did I even do? Is this about the bag? And maybe some property damage? I mean, also some assault? I mean, but that's some minimal shit, alright? Okay, so after dying multiple times, I finally reach Jackknife, and then he just runs away. For what reason? Don't know. After coming to terms with the fact that I'm officially bad at this game, Jackknife takes a 10-foot back bump, and by the time we parkour our way to his carcass, he just gets up. He just gets up. Jesus, what the hell are these free runners made out of? And then after the conversation, he just jogs away like he shouldn't be suffering from a concussion.
Roburn's got an office at Seaburfield International Shipping near the Riding Park subway. Should be a sign on top of the building. It'll help guide you. Look, I saw Roburn wrestle once. Broke some poor bastard's arm, then headbutted the ref.
Level 4. I hop into an office and guess what? Shit plus fan. I died many times before my dumbass found out that there was a wall running spot. After dying my way through the chase, I encountered this cop with a shotgun. And of course, I have some questions, like, how did he get up here? Why is he the only one up here? And was he expecting me? You know what? It doesn't matter. What does matter is that he's 2 feet away from falling off of a building. So I use my 2 feet to... Okay. God damn it, Jason. So, I kicked him off the building, but when I came back to laugh at his body, it was already gone. Knowing how durable humans are in this universe, it wouldn't surprise me if he just got up and fucking walked away. After a glitched dialogue, we transition to level 5.
There's a bird going in the direction of Roburn's meeting.
You think it's Roburn's pal?
Maybe, but it looked like a CPF one to me. And how many other people can get their paws on a bird in this place?
Not many. Hey, you better get going if you want to catch them. And keep on street level 2. Blue's around.
So after stumbling, tripping, and dying my way through the level, we reach a guy named Ropeburn. This fat ass, who's about to throw me off of a building, is a guy who got that one guy killed and framed Faith's sister. Is this a boss fight? I mean, all you do is press one button, and that's about it. So, no, I don't really think so. Anyways, he gets shot or whatever, and then you just make your escape. I believe this is the part where I decided to gun down the cops. Okay, wait. Please don't take that out of context. I don't know, I just felt that kicking a guy off of a building was already attempted murder, so why not just take the extra step? Plus, I caught a traumatic flashback of a level where if you don't shoot them, it will result in you getting your cheeks taken. Anyways, hop on one train, hop on another, and escape. Are they supposed to be this frequent on one track? That's just weird. Oh shit, I forgot about the level rating. 7 out of 10.
They got my sister involved, Sel. And I need to clear her name. I owe her that much. I'll survive. That's what we do.
Level 6. Parkour, get shot at, and look as clueless as possible, and then die. That's pretty much the pattern I got used to. And as soon as I entered the mall, guess what? It's a trap. Oh no, who would have noticed? Oh no, the humanity, oh my god, oh what the fuck. Alright, I did the race like Take A and I made my escape.
Hey, Faithy. Nice of you to drop by.
With a little bit of persuasion, Ropeburn was pretty chatty. Told me about his meeting with Hope's killer at the mall.
And you're thanking me, right?
But when I got there, guess who was waiting for me?
No idea, Faithy. I just go there for the pretzels.
Bad case of the blues.
Level 7. I enter the warehouse and I die 100 times. Even with the ability to slow down time and gun them down, they will still shrug it off and take your cheeks and pass it around like the town thought. After reaching the super secret base that was discovered by a broken grate, okay, and we finally got them. Fucking ninjas.
Jayson forgot to add an introductory sentence expressing his affinity for these ninja cops. Allow me to do it for him. Clears throat like a human. These ninja cops are unique enemies that are all around pretty sword.
You know, it just adds a whole new element to the levels. They only show up on one other level. Not even the final level.
You get directions from her face, get out of there. Nice work. Look, I'm gonna try and get the word out on the network about Icarus. Warn the other runners.
Do it. I'm going after that guy.
Level 8. So, this is the level where I wanted to DDT myself on a concrete floor. Once again, I'll just leave it to the review portion, but let's just say I'm so happy that this is not the only game mode. After that Class A fuckery, I chased down the guy who quickscoped the fat guy, and it turns out that it was actually Celeste. What a surprise, lol W, whatever. And I think she also murdered the mayor guy from the beginning, I think. And after you confront her, she escapes, and you never hear from her again. This is, okay, cool.
Sel?
Jayson skipped the Kate rescue mission because he was blanketed by his eternal misery. But don't worry, I got you, fam. Faith quickscopes the van that was carrying her bratty sis, and she somehow survives after the vehicle does a kickflip. Not even a scratch, 2 out of 5. Also Merc dies. Ladies and gentlemen, mental occupational hazard.
Level 10. Alright, thank God, let's just get this shit over with. Oh look, another garage, and it's filled with enemies, and I have to kill the first guy so I can grab his gun and kill everybody else. This is what I really wanted. After watching this guy gun down these 2 blokes, he tells us to head to the roof. So, we head to the roof, and after gunning down more enemies, you know, same old, we see Jackknife, and he has Kate. I'm sorry. Are you surprised that a guy named Jackknife is actually a bad guy? You surprised that a person who looks like him is now pointing a gun at your sister? Slowly backing into a helicopter he apparently rented from Superhot? Anyways, I dropkicked Jackknife out of the helicopter, and Kate... she falls out of a helicopter, and then she's able to clench onto the side of a building with her superior strength that she apparently got from the police academy. And she holds on good. She doesn't, nope, she doesn't fall off. She doesn't fall off, not at all. She holds on. While being in handcuffs, by the way. You know what? Screw it. Alright, we zoom out, roll credits, that's it. That's all of the story. Alright, that's all the story from the first game. Alright, that's it. First things first, the story is terrible. It's awful. It's doo-doo butter. But then again, you and I both know that, you know, it's not supposed to be cared about in the first place, as morbid as that sounds. I think the last scene of the story is a perfect storm of video game fuckery. It just ties everything together, but with a noose. But even though it does that, I still love it for some reason. I just love how these security guards just open fire upon you at point blank range and somehow fail to turn Faith into Swiss cheese. And when Faith hopped on the helicopter and grabbed Kate and then hopped right off, they're just gone. Like, they just left, they dipped. The whole process lasted 20 seconds with the whole helicopter, whatever. And instead of checking and, I don't know, staying to see what would happen, they just instant transmission the hell out of there. It's as if the head developer shoved his hand into a cabinet titled Tropes and Cliches and grabbed at least 10 different files out, and then he threw them at the intern.
Here are the cliches that Jayson noticed.
Protagonist versus the system. Polar opposite siblings. Enemies reluctantly teaming up. Stronger enemy kills weaker enemy to show how strong he is. Protagonist meets up with the enemy only to find out that it was an ambush. A masked character who is often referred to as a guy is later shown to be a woman. A former ally betrays you. Rival turns around and fully supports the protagonist. Plot convenient stormtrooper aim. Now, tropes and cliches aren't inherently bad, you know, as long as the story has interesting elements, but it is certainly not the case when it comes to this game. I mean, look at the characters. Celeste is just there to betray you. I mean, it would have been fine if she interacted with Faith more. Jackknife was an asshole who turned heel just for the sake of a story needing a bad guy. Merc is the only character with, you know, character, and he's only there just to die as a mentor. And as for Faith, well, Faith is just there. I mean, she has a sister, and her parents are dead, I think. And that's pretty much it. I'll admit, some of the levels were fun, but the parts where they slow down the gameplay to showcase their extremely basic gun mechanics along with their also basic battle mechanics, it just makes me really sad. I mean, if only there's a game mode where the objective is only to parkour the best way you can. I mean, there's the time trials. They're good, but they reuse the story levels, and I don't want to have that kind of PTSD. So that's a no for me. Well, holy shit, they knew what was up. Introducing the Pure Time Trials. 7 all new maps purely made for speedrunning. 8, if you have a PS3 or 4. No blues, no ninjas, and most importantly, no shitty story. In fact, the time trials by themselves make this game so awesome because you get to utilize all the proper mechanics that I care about.
You're still bad at the game. GG.
Listen, if you're thinking about getting the game, play the story mode, but don't act like I didn't warn you. But if you really want to enjoy yourself, just play the time trials. You know, I imagine that all of these issues would be addressed in a sequel. Is there even a sequel? Yes. Why the fuck would I even ask that? Yes, there's a sequel. And guess what I'm working on next?